Well, hi everybody. Um, this is Long Friday, and it is what's called Good Friday uh, in the church calendar. Um, and all it says on the day is it's a day that is long and grievous, and we're in contemplation. This is the day. Uh, so day starts at sunset. So I consider the um, Jesus praying at in the garden at Gethsemane. This is the picture that was hanging in my grandma's house, and every time when I would talk. So when I talked to my grandma about nature and about um, wanting to pray in a way that was more loud and more. Sometimes sometimes I cried, or sometimes I wanted to sing, those kinds of things. And she would say that I should go into nature, that when Jesus had his most difficult praying to do, he went into up the mountain, or into the desert, or into the garden. And so it's at the garden at Gethsemane that he went last night to pray and to say, I know what's going to happen here, and if there's any way that I can do what I need to do on for humanity without this happening, please, can we do that instead? And of course, the answer was no. There's no escaping your urlag if you are meant to, to go through the suffering, through the suffering and death. So, and it's a Friday. So, um, the Roman day for this day is Venus inviernes in Espanol. So Venus, and of course they put Freya on Venus, and that sort of locked Freya into being the equivalent of a love goddess, though really Freya is, primarily sort of a death goddess. She takes half the battle slain to her hall of the sunken benches, and she is the leader of the Valkyries. She's a healing goddess. She's a war goddess. She's a goddess of lineage. She's a goddess of magic. She has so many roles to play. But then also Frigg, the goddess Frigg, is can also be associated with this day. And I associate Frigg on this day because I'm thinking a lot about the loss of a son. That she had been visited by an angel. We just, on the Primstav, celebrating the Annunciation of Mary, that she was going to give birth to this child conceived through the Spirit. And that was March 25th. And so to think about then 9 months later giving birth on Christmas, even in the story, as the story goes, even if scholars say Jesus was probably born in September, whatever, but the ritual of the birth, and then to think about knowing that he is going to die in a way that is profound, and that he will be, that there will be lessons around the death. I think about Frigg to, because she was the mother of Balder, and he was the best of all the gods, the kindest, the smartest, the most beautiful, and her beloved son, and he was also killed through trickery, through betrayal, and before his time. So part of too what I think about is just, I mean, being a mother myself, um, grieving with the mothers and grieving with all of the mothers who have lost children. There's something just profound about having children die before us that it's an unthinkable thing in so many ways. And we're living in a time now where it's like many people are losing children to various wars, various natural disasters, and then this coronavirus that is has so many people. There's a lot of grief going on in the world. Something about the Nicene Creed around the confession of what is believed about Jesus, and it says that he suffered and died and was buried and then descended into hell, and on the third day rose again. And I used to think to myself, now, why would he go to hell? And as a kid, I couldn't figure that out. That just didn't make any sense to me. And from a perspective, from a heathen perspective, from the Norse mythic perspective, it makes perfect sense because everybody walks the hell road. Hell is just simply like Sheol, the land of the dead. It's not particularly, there's parts of it that are horrifying. If you're an oath breaker or a rapist, there's some wretched things that wretched people have done that then are treated in a wretched way after death. But Balder goes to hell and has a hall there that's shining, and Nanna, his wife, dies of a heartbreak and goes with him to hell's hall. And hell in Old Norse, remember, means whole. There's an old way of thinking about it, means whole. And so to me, there's also this piece, as a staff carrying woman, of following a spirit through song till walking the hell road with that person. And then when you go through you go downhill and over the Gjallarbru, and then you go into Hell's Gates. So Nippa Cave is over here, and then there's the road, and then you go, and then from what I perceive, if you go right, you go to the Halls of Ancestors, and then there's also Baldur's Hall that way, and Hel, the goddess, got her abode there. And then if you go towards the left, you hit the mountain of medicine, the roots of the mountain of medicine, which are also in Hell, Leafjeberg. And to climb the mountain of medicine, in order to be healed, it says in Svitdagsmal that anyone who climbs the mountain of medicine to be healed will be healed. No one will be denied the healing. So I think about that a lot, and I think, well, for for somebody who didn't die in battle and wasn't taken directly to Valhalla by Odin or taken by Freya, everybody goes the Hell Road, and it makes perfect sense to my Nordic brain that Jesus would have gone the Hell Road. And so I think about that a lot, and I think about yeah, I think about the connecting to nature, and I think about singing the songs that I don't know. It's a fascinating time. I've had an amazing time doing these um, podcasts or whatever, these live casts every day of this Holy Week. And I look forward to talking to you tomorrow, which is Påskafton. And but anyway, yeah, just have a blessed night, and think about those people who you have lost. Think about the you know, I don't know, allow yourself to grieve, because it's very hard. It's difficult times. There's a lot of difficulty right now. So allow yourself to grieve. This is the time. This is the time to grieve if you're going to grieve. And then tomorrow we will to color Easter eggs or make the rest of the påskris and get ready to do the påskris tomorrow, and the Easter bonfire. And anyway, I guess this was a longer chat than usual, but I'm just grateful for having the opportunity to share this work, making these intersections with you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.